4 centuries, but he's trailing 9-7. John Higgins made that killer clearance.
Frame 17.
Frame 14.
John Higgins to break.
And resumes leading by 2. First to 13 to play Karen Wilson in the quarterfinals. Higgins won the session then 6-2 this morning, but still has a job to do here. He's been here many times before, of course. He knows it's not over yet. Far from it. There's the pot success again. Mark Allen actually in front by 1%.
You just get the feeling that this match is going to be very close. Both players playing really well. He's made them 4 centuries, Mark Allen, but he's also made 4 breaks over 50 as well. And he's only won 7 frames. Well worth the risk.
It always seemed likely to be close, this match. Allen holds the edge just on the head-to-head between them, 8-7. He's won the last 2 meetings, including a 6-5 at the Masters this season. So one of these 2 players is going to play really well and be going home tonight. Safety also good.
Well, it was worth a go. Just wonder if the double's on. I think that's what Higgins is having a look at there. Worth playing. It'd be on the black. Just caught the red. Well, now that that red has gone over the corner, got to be very careful with the safety attempt. Good cue ball. Well, can't see much else he can do but just roll up into the reds. Everything else is dangerous. Problem is, he's going to be back there, and the reds gradually will spread apart. Well, didn't quite get the cue ball close enough to the cushion. And there is a little tempter here to the middle. Well, there are lots of pressure on it. If you miss that, Higgins would be in. Oh, very nearly got the pot, but he's got a very, very good cue ball. Any contact on the pink would see that red disappear. Trying to pick out a spot on the black cushion where he can't get to the pink. Well, that's not good, I'm afraid. The red will play on to the pink, that one there. It's a good chance, this, and a very big target if he plays cushion first. Not ideally on the black, but he's on it.
Well, it's hard to believe he won't be on a red if he pots it, so you've got to pot it.
Yeah, I was just looking at that, and the two reds by the middle, not easy. The other red over the other middle, not easy. And he's high. He's high. And I'm not sure if he's on a red.
John Higgins, 1.
Unless this red goes to the middle. Looks like it does. So great chance this now.
Mark Allen's had a lot of support in the arena. And like I say, he's played really well, he's scored heavily, but he knows he's got to make a good start tonight. Certainly not lose the mini session. At very worst, 2 each would be 11-9 down, but he wants to win it. We've seen
6.
the decider, of course, already. Ding Junhui beating Liang Wenbo in that thriller earlier, 13-12. Don't be surprised if this is another one.
Yes, that missed black could be
7.
very expensive for John Higgins. There it is again. Just a little too thick.
Is this the year that Mark Allen has a good run in the World Championship? He's not been past the second round for 6 years. Last quarter-final appearance 2011. His sole semi-final came in 2009 where he lost to Higgins. He's lost a stone and a half since the Masters. He was saying he wants to get a couple more off. Not always easy on the snooker circuit. It's the living is not always conducive to being slim. A lot of late night meals and so on.
13. $20. 21. 26. 27.
'May play a little cannon here
29.
to the red nearest the middle pocket. He'd be on the blue.
30.
And he would have developed the red. Could have played that one better.
35.
Well, that seemed to spring off the cushion. That was certainly a big bounce. Still on the black, but a little bit more difficult. Well, it could be on the red to the port corner.
43. 44.
You can see Alan has scored comfortably
49.
more points in the match, because that's the 4 centuries help the tally. But it's not an aggregate score match, unfortunately for him.
Yes, he's thinking of bringing that red into play in the middle pocket.
50.
I might just have a little angle on the blue, just and across for the red nearest that right middle. Yeah, good shot.
Well, another red and a blue would
55.
leave John Higgins needing a snooker. He missed the black, of course, to let Alan in. The reds were spread everywhere. Had to pot that black and he didn't. And Alan just needs this blue. This is the start he was looking for. Make it closer, put a bit of pressure on. This man's won the
61.
world title 4 times, but nobody's immune here at the Crucible to pressure. The frightening thing is, Alan could make another century here. I
62.
know the Reds are awkward, but it's on.
Yep, he's unfortunate there. I don't think
67.
Red will pass the blue. But if this goes in, he's every chance of making the century. Great pot.
68.
Hang on.
$75. $76.
Yeah, just a little shorter pace.
Well, a rather adventurous break comes to an end at 76. But a great start to the evening for Mark Allen. That's what he was looking for coming out tonight, trying to make it closer and put some pressure on. So John Higgins now leads by 9 frames to 8. Record, by the way, most centuries in a match at the Crucible is 7. It was set last year by Ding Junhui against Harold Allen McManus in the semi-finals.
The 18th frame. Mark Allen to break.
Higgins looking for his 13th World Championship quarter-final appearance. But the signs are he's going to have to play well tonight to get there. That's not too shabby though, is it?
Yes, I was about to say, is that well enough?
One.
Just too hard. Unless he takes the blue. Great long red. Found the gap between the black and red. And just snooker.
John Higgins 1.
Yes, what he's looking at there is a possibility of knocking the red onto the other red. Cue ball not close enough to the cushion. This red is on to the left corner. And may be able to stun the cue ball between the gap of the red and black. Yep, found the gap. Now he could do with a good kiss. How about that?
1. Three.
Just a little too hard to stay on the black.
Four.
And just a little too hard for the blue. Yeah, well, you need a bit of luck. And he got it there.
9. Ten.
He often seems to play his best snooker in this sort of position when he's a couple of frames behind, having to produce something.
17.
Joe Swale, the great Northern Irish player, has been in 2 semi-finals here, was the same. And of course, the 2 world champions, Dennis Taylor and Alex Higgins, great fighters of the sport. In Alex's case, literally, at times. But they provided
18.
great memories. We're celebrating 40 years at the Crucible. Alex Higgins in 82, Dennis Taylor in 85, 2 of the most famous of all the triumphs. And Mark Allen would love to be part of that history.
$25. 26.
Again, choice of reds to play for. Could have played for the one to the right of the pack, or the one above the black. By playing for this one, he's given
31.
himself a chance to go into the pack of reds if he so wishes next shot.
32.
And this looks like an ideal situation to go into them. Could play for the loose one, but this looks good. And he's on one to the middle.
$39.
He's lost the cue ball a little. Just about held up. Well, he couldn't have asked for a better start, Mike Allen.
42.
How different it could have been, though, if Higgins had potted that black.
43.
That could have been 10-7.
Absolutely. The balls were spread all over the place.
Even in a long match, sometimes one shot can turn it.
50.
Just looking at this red to see if it goes into the right corner if he plays up for the blue next shot. He could play off the reds for the black, and that develops them. And he doesn't like it. If the red goes to the right corner, then he's guaranteed, if he goes up for the blue, to be on that red. If he finishes the right side of the blue, that is. Hard to tell from there if it goes or not.
It
certainly goes now. Now this is a long bridge, this. Don't normally advise that long a bridge, but the queuing was awkward. Not ideal on this red.
58.
He needs the red and any colour to leave Higgins needing snookers.
Oh, he got a kick. That wasn't his fault.
Mark Allen, 58.
What a difference that could make if he should lose this frame. Because all he needed was the red and a colour. And I'm sure he hit the potting angle on the red. But it just straightened up with the kick.
Well, Higgins has already made a great clearance in this match. That's 72 in frame 14.
1.
Well, difficult clearance here, but if anybody can do it, it's Higgins.
Yeah, he needs the 3 Bs. If only we knew what they were. John Higgins has been right through the alphabet backwards and forwards many times.
8.
Well, we know what 2 of them are. Bravery and bottle. No doubt about that.
9.
Well, I suppose brilliance helps as well, and he's certainly that at his best.
Oh, look at that for a shot. And now there's only the pink safe. He couldn't have played that any better.
16.
Look at the cannon there. The white replaces where the red was.
So, 17.
No, not ideal on the black. A little straight. Doesn't want to screw back and hit the pink too full. .33 points in the game.
24. 25.
A little short, but that shouldn't be too much of a problem.
32. 33.
All about the pink then.
You're giving him the colours then. It should be about the pink, shouldn't it? And, well, it's so
36.
unfortunate for Mark Allen. He got that kick.
$38.
Now,
41.
does he leave an angle on the blue to try and nudge the pink out? It's a little close to the cushion to take it down the cushion.
$45.
Well, he's played for the pink down the cushion. And couldn't have played the blue any better.
50.
Well, this is probably the biggest shot of the match so far, this pink.
He's not going to have an easy black either if it goes in.
Well, now this is the biggest shot of the match, this black.
Certainly is.
Mark Allen was very unlucky. He was in, looking good to kill the frame off and level up, got a kick. John Higgins needs the black to lead by 2 again. Oh, that's brilliant.
Brilliant.
That is absolutely brilliant. And you can see what it means to the Wizard of Wishaw. He wins a crunch frame. Mark Allen will be devastated. He was so unlucky, but Higgins has cleared again, and he leads 10-8.
Thank you, frame 20. Mark Allen to break.
But it was the frame before, which, if he does win tonight, I think we'll look back on when Allen was in, got the kick, a couple of balls from, levelling up at 9 each. Higgins made a miraculous dish. And he's pressed on with the century.
And not the best break off. This red is on to the right corner. Oh, thunderous kick. And he's left this red along the black cushion with just enough angle on the red to be able to stand out for the black. Good pot.
Well, I said earlier that Allen often comes alive in adversity, so let's see. Because he's been hit with everything the last 20 minutes or so.
$8. $9. $16. $17.
Has the angle to stand between them, go into them, play for the ones into the middle. He's got lots of options here. Played for the one to the middle.
$24. $25.
As Mark Allen is spotting reds and blacks, we should say happy anniversary to Jimmy White in our studio. 25 years
32.
ago today, made his maximum here in 1992 against Tony Drago.
Only the second one at the time as well.
33.
He's got the angle to maybe nudge another one out.
40. $41.
Could have been better. Nicely played. And just enough right-hand side on the cue ball to give him choice
46.
of two reds. Would have liked another foot harder maybe, but he's still on these reds.
$47.
Lovely touch. Oh, he's made a mess of that one. Got too much stun into the cue ball. Just struck the cue ball too low. Wanted to drift
54.
past the red. Finished up hitting it. And although it's potable to the middle, it's very difficult. I think the safety shot's the shot to play here. And hope he gets another chance. He's playing the pot. That had to go in.
Mark
'Cause
Allen,
he was leaving
54.
a red to the right middle. Oh no, it's a very, very thin cut.
Well, if he can pot it, everything's on.
Won't know where the cue ball's going to go here. Too thick. Great pot. A great chance to make it 11-9.
4.
Yes, I don't think it's fair to say he's hanging on because he's playing really well, but he knows he's got to now put this frame away. Still being with a chance after the interval for sure.
Red in a colour then.
11.
Higgins had that thin red to the middle. Missed it. Wasn't easy by any means.
No, and Mark Allen, I'm sure, was feeling if it goes in, it's 12-8.
18.
The way Higgins was playing the previous two frames with the two dishes he made. But it didn't go in, and Allen surely done enough to pull back to 2 behind.
19.
Great match this, and it's set up for a thrilling finale after the interval.
$24. 25.
I'm trying.
32. 33.
So he's made 4 centuries. He's made 7 half centuries. He's still trailing, but he's playing great stuff. He's playing well enough to win the
38.
match for sure. Problem he's got is the guy in the seat,
39.
the legend of the sport, playing some of his best snooker too.
Foul. Mark Allen, 39.
So it's as you were when they resumed this evening, with John Higgins leading by 2. What a wonderful 4 frames of snooker that was. That miracle dish from Higgins in the 2nd frame of the night. And he goes to the interval leading 11-9.
Keep the noise down, please. We're still playing on this side, thank you.
Hawkins dot. The players are back out. We are ready to see this one through right to the end with Dave Hendon and Joe Johnson. John Higgins to break.
John Higgins breaking off, leading 11-9. He needs 2. Allen needs 4. Just some disturbance there. Everyone's settling down. No one wants to miss a ball of this. It's been great stuff. And this is the fight to the finish. Remember, Allen led 5-2 in the early stages. Yesterday, he had 3 centuries to that point. Higgins won their session 6-2 this morning to lead 9-7. Pot success still favouring Mark Allen. And I go back to what I keep saying, he's played great in this match, he really has. Safety, nothing to choose. Allen's had 4 centuries. Higgins has had 2. It's just been a great match, Joe.
Yeah, absolutely. And both players playing well enough to win the championship without a doubt. This is the best that I've seen Mark Allen play for a long time. So maybe that trying to lose weight has made a big difference with him. Wouldn't have done him any harm, that's for sure.
Well, he probably lost a bit
Keep the
more
noise down,
sweating while
please.
John Higgins was making those clearances earlier on.
Scored more points, potted more balls, but still 11-9 down. Caught it too thin, and he was very fortunate not to hit the red. But he still left a chance at 2 reds. And in the last frame, I don't know if you remember, but Higgins played a long red to this same corner and got a horrendous kick, which started Mark Allen off with the comeback. It was very similar to that. So Higgins in first.
Thank you.
Could play the cannon to the reds there. Could play out for the loose one.
8. Sure.
Doesn't like it. So, play the red to the middle. Pink or black available.
Nine.
He has, in this match, played snooker similar to that golden spell he had earlier in the season when he won the 2 big invitation titles back-to-back, China Championship and Champion of Champions. In China, he was 7 each in the final with Stuart Bingham, made 3 centuries in a row. And then in Coventry at the Champion of Champions, he beat Ronnie O'Sullivan 10-7 in the final. So for the 2 events, he earned 300 grand, none of which, of course, counted towards the world rankings. But it counted towards his bank balance.
$16.
Oh, he's hit that just a little bit too hard. And this is tough now. He'll be trying to go into the reds from the black, but the black is tough. He's got it though. But I don't think he's on a red.
$23. John Higgins, 23.
Yeah, didn't want the kiss on the green. Nothing easy left though. Concentrating on the cue ball. Hasn't quite got the snooker. Well, and that's brought the black back into play, and there is a red that will go. It's difficult with the rest. And he's got to screw it in to avoid those two reds on the cushion. Maybe you can reach it with his little extension. I don't think he's going to play it. Yep, he is. Well, may have to screw the other side of the reds. Great pot. And the green sat there waiting. What a great pot with the rest. There's a red that will go at the top of the pack there to the right corner.
4.
That's the one he's played for. There it is, just goes. Could play for the pink or one of the bought colours. And a nice angle on the green to come down for those two reds by the pink spot. And they could lead him to the black. Looks good. Choice of black or pink to play for.
8.
Probably black. As the pink would go onto the black spot and make things a little bit more difficult.
Nine. Yeah, sure.
Well, looks like he'll be playing for the pink. So I've got one more loose red. Well, he's played for this red just above the black. And a little harder.
15.
And it would have been perfect. It just goes. But he's not ideally on it. Nicely on the black, and he might just be able to nudge those two reds. He can certainly screw into those three reds below the pink spot. Now, how's your luck? It's on a red to the green pocket, but it could have been so much easier than this.
23.
46 points the lead. The clearance would be difficult if he missed, so that takes a little bit of pressure off the shot. Has to go in at that speed.
24.
Well, it's been an incredible 24 break already.
Well, there's been some great snooker in this championship this year, but nobody's playing better than these two. Quite a few people playing well, nobody better. Another good shot with the rest. And I think he tried to hold for that red. The two reds closest together.
31.
And if this goes in, he should win the frame at this visit. Good pot.
32.
Nice angle on the pink, just to nudge that red near the middle pocket. Dead weight. Great pot. Just a little hard for the red. Needed to be a touch slower than that. I don't think the red cuts.
38.
But the red behind the black will go. He'd need this red in a colour. What a tough red.
39.
So the pink will need his opponent needing snookers.
Well, this is like the black he potted in at the end of the second frame of the night. That brilliant clearance. And like the black, it sails in to the middle of the pocket. What a break this has been. Unbelievable.
What bottle? And what can you do about that?
This red should make sure Alan already needs a snooker. He's playing some stuff, John Higgins.
Oh, he really
46.
is.
Yeah, it doesn't sound much 46, but some of the shots he's played in this break have been superb.
Green ball. John Higgins, 46 on the frame.
Mark Allen remains in his seat. John Higgins has raised the bar even further. Not a century, but a wonderful break. He's one away from victory. He leads by 12 frames to 9. Higgins just put together another excellent
Thank you,
frame.
frame 22. Mark Allen to break.
Of course, Higgins is part of a golden generation of snooker players. We saw Ronnie O'Sullivan win this morning, both turned pro in '92. Of course, both born in the mid-70s, so when they were young boys in the '80s, snooker ruled the TV airwaves. A lot of clubs, thriving junior and amateur scene. Of course, they turned pro when the game was open. But also, you have to be brilliant. And he is, and he has been, and he needs one more frame.
Where's it going to finish? Where's it going to finish? Can Mark Allen see it? It's still a tough pot because the cue ball's close to the cushion. Oh, so close. So close. Well, applause for the cue ball going near the cushion, but it could be cuttable to the middle. I thought it was in. It's a real thin in this, but it is possible. Got to nearly miss the ball to pot this. No attempt. That's how thin it was. Good cue ball. Well, that's certainly opened things up. Very nearly kissed the blue. And that looks to be a plant to the left corner, but I don't think he can get to it. You can see the thin red to the right corner. Oh. He's seen the plant, but he's also seen that he can't get to it. There it is. If he could play off another red, try and hit it. Two reds closest to the left corner had a plant, but that's an option. But I'd suggest coming off the cushion with lots of right-hand side, yep, at that angle. And that way the cue ball goes down the table for a colour. But still a difficult pot, but worth playing. He hasn't got much alternative. Well, that's what he didn't want to do. Hit the cushion first. He needed to go at the reds from the cushion. And what a great chance now for Higgins. He might try and play the cannon to the red by the black spot. He's missed it.
One.
Worth pointing out, it's 19 years since he first won this tournament.
8.
Of course, it took him another 9 to win it for a second time, but then 2 came in rapid succession.
Like buses.
Sure.
9.
Well, it's out of Mark Allen's hands. I was just thinking at 12-9, he was looking for a Joe Johnson style burst like Joe had against Terry Griffiths in '86, 2 centuries, in winning 4 frames in a row in no time. You can't do that from your seat, and that's where he is right now, fearing the worst, I'm sure.
Yes, on that occasion, David, I was helped by Terry Griffiths missing a green, and
14.
It doesn't look like John Higgins is going to miss anything.
No, he has that intensity, doesn't he, at the moment. There's been times in his career where he's changed his cue, he's changed his technique, he's had other things on his mind, family stuff as well, of course, inevitably. But right now, whatever the zone is, he's in it.
This red to the left middle. This is a good red to play because it frees the
20.
pink going into that left middle. The next difficult red would be the red below the pink. If you can get rid of that one, you'd really be in business.
21.
Pink would be available to all those scoring pockets except the right middle. Has the angle to play for it. Not ideally on this red,
27.
but he could play up for the blue from this red. Pink doesn't go to the right middle. I'm not sure about the black.
28.
A little slow for the blue, but he's on the pink. It's just that it's a bit more difficult. If you wanted anybody at all, to play in a pressure situation, it'd be this man.
34.
He's just so good at it.
Well, in all seriousness, how many balls that matter has he missed tonight? The one black. Basically, that's it.
It was cold at the time as well.
Well, it's fair to say he's warmed up.
35.
Yes, his name's not Maguire, but he's on fire. And there's nothing that he can do about it, unfortunately. He's got to watch and admire his opponent. And hope he misses.
$41.
Just looking to see where he wants to be on the pink to get to the next red. So not just a matter of potting this red, but seeing where he wants to be on the pink to make the next red easy.
$42.
Good play for the red closest to that right corner, which releases the other one, if you can pot it.
$48.
Just got to avoid that red above it now in playing for the pink to the right, left middle. Got to avoid that red. Oh, he didn't want the kiss.
49.
Didn't want the kiss, and that has maybe given Mark Allen a life. Although I feel sure he'll be going for a pot of some kind, maybe the blue. It could put the brown safe. Brown it is. Well, pushed the brown safe and kept the pressure well and truly on Mark Allen. And a little tap on the table from his sporting opponent.
And a little wince from Higgins as he sits down. He wanted to kill it off there. He leads by 49. But all the pressure is on Mark Allen, although he's delighted, the brown save, he's delighted to be back at the table.
Yes, he's in trouble though. He got another kick, and that could be the final kick for Mark Allen this evening. Very unfortunate.
That's rubbing it in, isn't it? And it was the kick where it started for him. He was in for 9-all. He was 2 balls away from 9-all. Got that kick. The whole session turned in John Higgins' favour, not least because he's played brilliantly since. There are great players and there are great champions. John Higgins is a great champion, as is Ronnie O'Sullivan, and they're on potentially collision course in this World Championship. The final starts a week tomorrow. A lot of great players still in the tournament. But these two have got the pedigree at the Crucible to last the distance. He needs this pink and one more red to reach his 13th Crucible quarter-final, 21 years after his first. Mark Allen's played superb snooker. He has. He's had 4 century breaks.
13.
A lot of other half centuries as well. But if this red goes in, it looks like it's all over. These great players just refuse to lie down, don't they?
I said again, it's such a pleasure to watch John Higgins back at his brilliant best, and he certainly is.
21.
It's a pleasure to watch him.
22.
Karen Wilson awaits in the quarter-finals.
And he knows he's going to have a tough match with Karen Wilson. And Karen Wilson knows he's going to have a tough match with Higgins.
29.
Bow tie already off. Allen getting ready for a speedy exit.
30. $33. $34.
Left a nice angle to nudge the red off the cushion. He just doesn't want to stop.
$40.
So John Higgins advances to the quarter-finals after a superb display. He was 5-2 down in the early stages. Mark Allen made 4 centuries. He played great stuff himself. He can hold his head up high. But John Higgins, one of the all-time greats of this game, is in the last stage of the World Championship once again. He's the winner.